It's more than just your output, more than a bike. When you hear your shout out, you know it's all right. Put on your magic pants and let's go. We're cruising into the power zone. Clip in, set yourself free. Come on and take a ride with me. Know what you need to know and what's it all about. Everything you need, it's on the Clip Out.
Welcome to the Clip Out Podcast, episode 434. This is Crystal O'Keefe.
And this is Tom O'Keefe. What are you giving me the look for?
You and your shopping.
But a TV show for you.
What?
This is how confident I am in the status of our relationship.
I would hope you're confident in the status of our relationship.
I bought a show for you called Why Women Kill. So
You bought it because you're interested in it. Don't even get it twisted.
I'm just trying to make sure I'm not crossing any lines.
Okay.
Why are these women out there killing? Is there anything I need to be concerned about?
Don't cheat. Don't be an asshole. Don't try to control me. You're covered.
Do any of these women host a podcast with them? A podcast where he contributes little to nothing.
That's not true.
It was like,
Man, I'm tired. I should have gotten another cup of coffee.
yeah, get one of my energy drinks.
I know.
So what, pray tell, do you have in store for people this week?
Well, we are going to talk about, it kind of got missed in all of the big announcements that Peloton did, but the pro equipment, they have a
Yes.
whole new line of that. So we're going to talk about that.
I find this kind of fascinating.
Well, we're going to talk about it. Calm down. We're not there yet.
I'm just saying. I just find this interesting.
It is
Because for
interesting.
so long, they didn't want to do that.
We're going to talk about it. Hold on. We're also going to talk about Peloton.
And I always thought that was an odd choice.
We're going to talk about Peloton's newest partnership with Twin Health. That doesn't really change anything for Peloton members, but it's still a partnership.
Okay.
Peloton has teased an apparel drop with a mystery instructor. By the time people hear this, we will already know.
You'll know.
But
we
we're pretty
feel
sure
like
we already know
already
anyway.
Yes.
We're going to talk about Wondery's Business Wars podcast, and they are covering Peloton for the second time.
Oh.
Yeah. And we're also going to do a bunch of instructors in the news. We've got Cody, we've got Robin Arzon, we've got Maddie, which is probably my favorite news of the week. And we have, well, that's not true. Mela has a really cool story as well. And then we have artist series news. We have other connected fitness news. Tonal is blowing up my feed.
They're doing
in
all sorts of
the
stuff
best way
over there.
Yeah, they are. And then we've got content to share with you, the TCO top 5, what's going on this week at Peloton, the TCO radar. We also have a breakdown of Taylor Swift's Showgirl classes, which dropped today. So that's pretty exciting. And Peloton also had classes for World Mental Health Day.
Awesome. Well, before we get to all that shameless plugs, don't forget we're available on Spotify, iHeart, TuneIn, wherever you find a podcast. You can find us while you are there. Be sure and follow us so you never miss an episode. Maybe leave us a review. That is super helpful and greatly appreciated. If you would like to support the show with more than your ears, we would like you to do that. You can do that over at patreon.com/theclipout. Which podcast am I doing? I had to stop for a second.
I know, I saw that.
Yeah. Just went on a little vacation there just for a moment. So you can do that over patreon.com/theclipout. $5 a month. You get all sorts of bonus content. Mm-hmm. And those seem to be getting longer and longer.
I know. They're at least as long as some of these episodes, sometimes longer.
But you get all sorts of bonus content. You get ad-free versions of this very episode, which saves you time that you can then spend on the Patreon. And you get early episodes. So normally you get them Thursday morning. So you get them a day early so you can just flaunt to all your friends your Peloton knowledge.
All the things you know that they don't
Yes.
know.
Maybe you could make wagers and fleece your friends for money, which would then cover the cost of your Patreon.
It's a
Boom.
win-win.
Like a snake eating its own tail. Over on the Patreon this week, we're going to be talking about athletes, female athletes, and their missing periods and how people are reassessing what that means. Rolling shoulders and the surprising benefits of just rolling your shoulders. And we have what I thought was an interesting update about the Cliff Dwenger and The Voice Germany version of the show and how it relates to Peloton.
Fascinating.
So we will talk about all that over on our super secret episode over at Patreon that you'll be missing out on. So, also, what else in the shameless plugs? Oh, you can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/theclipout. While you're there, like the page, join the group. Don't forget you can watch all of these over on YouTube. And then finally, we have a newsletter that goes out mostly weekly.
I've been on it.
I've been on a roll lately. And you can sign up for that at theclipout.com. You'll get the links and stuff to all the stories if links are available. And then, of course, just a weekly reminder that we exist. So there's all that. Let's dig in, shall we?
We shall.
Peloton in the news.
Peloton and commercial equipment. They call it Peloton Pro. So just so you know,
Okay.
the equipment that you have right now, Peloton Amateur.
Oh, dang.
That's what you got.
Wow.
You're all Peloton amateurs.
Dang. All right, Tom.
Take that.
Coming in hot.
I'm just saying, if this is Peloton Pro, Peloton Bike Plus Pro, you are bike minus amateur.
Whoa. All right.
What do you think about that?
Well, I thought it was interesting that Peloton just like quietly rolled this out in the middle of all of the other things that happened last week or 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
And like I saw that there was a new page and like I put it in our channel, but I forgot to even mention it when we were doing
Right.
a rundown of all the things just because there was so much happening.
I also feel like it's purposeful. I think it's really designed more for B2B and that they don't necessarily
They don't want the average user to be
Want
focused on that.
or care if the average member is aware of it because they don't want you to buy it.
Well, I think you're right about that. But I also feel like as a person who just likes to absorb all of the information coming in from Peloton.
I've noticed.
When did you catch on to that?
So the show started in 2017, so I would say 2016.
Yeah, that sounds right. And so I just would like to know more, like I would just like to be able to find out the information easily.
And it is not easy.
It's not easy.
I went down the rabbit hole because I was interested. I was just like curious, not like I was going to go buy
Well, you
one.
asked a really good question.
How much?
Yeah.
What's a bike cost?
Turns out you can't find out without talking to somebody.
They ain't gonna tell you. You find that commercial page,
Yeah.
which you got to dig for.
You do. And it's Peloton. If you're looking for it, it's Peloton for Business.
Yeah, and it's like, send us a message, and then we'll tell you what one of these things costs.
We'll give you some info.
So our theory is
And I
that
think it's an accurate theory.
that it probably depends on like what you are and how many of these things you might be buying, right?
Right. So, like, are you a company that's putting in your gym? Are you an apartment complex? Are you a gym? Are you,
Are you a hotel that has 120 locations that you need to stock? Like that probably affects pricing.
So I think there's a sliding scale. I think that salespeople probably have some wiggle room on what kind of markup they put on these things and what kind of discounts they can apply depending on numbers. And, that all makes sense when you put it in that perspective. But we were talking about last night, you brought up a great question of not only how much does it cost, but like, would it be worth it for a person who uses it a lot, has a lot of people in their household, has a large family?
Right.
Would it be worth it for somebody to buy?
If you're the Duggars.
Right.
Do you get now? If you're the Duggars, you would never buy a Peloton because Peloton is woke, and so you would just go out into the back 40 and carry a millstone.
There you go,
or something like that. But because you're a trad wife,
right?
But if Peloton wasn't a woke monster, would this be a value proposition?
That reminds me of this idiot that posted this week. Like I posted
You're gonna
about.
have to narrow it down.
I know.
Okay.
But we at the Clip Out posted about Peloton's Pride 365 day coming out day.
Right.
And they were like, more bullshit. I'm so tired of Peloton being woke. Go woke, go broke. And I'm like, okay, first of all, no one said that since like 2016.
Right.
Catch up.
Second, you secretly love sucking dick so much.
And why are you even, and why are you here? Like, why are you on a Peloton fan site then? Like, why? What is wrong with people? Why do you want to squish other people's joy?
Yeah.
If you don't like it, bye.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I think, but people that love capitalism sure hate capitalism sometimes.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like, anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway. So we did dig into the Peloton specs, and we didn't find that they were all that dramatically different from the regular.
I do wonder. Now, they say in their marketing for this, the one sheet, that it's designed for continuous usage. So I would love to know what the difference is, like mechanically, physiologically, between a commercial Peloton bike and just a regular old bike amateur.
I hope that it means that they have like different powder coating on the outside for sweat, for that the joints are welded together in such a way that, you know, because a lot of people, especially on the original tread, had issues with it. If they sweated a lot, they had issues with it corroding the frame. I am not a huge sweater. Like I'm proud when I work out enough that I drip a few things, you know, because it doesn't really, like I get sweaty, but I don't drip.
Right. You're not like a faucet.
No, but people are.
People are like, please stop talking.
But there are a lot of people that do, and they will like have a puddle on the floor or on the tread. And even when the instructors work out, like you see their screens and it's covered in sweat. That's not me. Like that's never been me. But anyway, so I hope it's things like that, because you can't have something in a gym that's going to have that continuous use that doesn't have protection from that. So that's one thing I hope.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that seems to be different for the bikes in particular is that they have a double-sided pedal. So you can either use shoes or not use shoes.
You can pedal left-handed.
No.
Oh.
You can pedal with tennis shoes on if you don't have clip-in shoes, because you might be at a hotel and, you know, not have your... If you've never used the equipment, why would you have Peloton shoes, right?
Yeah, no, that makes total sense.
The other interesting thing that I found that I thought was interesting about this is that you pay a higher monthly fee, but it covers ad nauseum.
Right.
As many people want to log in as can possibly log in.
And those people, just to be clear, they don't need to have
their own membership.
They can set up an account and access all the stuff on, you know, while they're in that gym location for free. Yeah.
Now, I know there might be people thinking, ooh, maybe I should do that. It's pretty expensive. Like it's a couple $100 a month or something like that.
So I found a one sheet from 2023. So obviously this isn't current, but it might give us some insight as to what this costs. So all it was for a bike. It didn't talk about anything other than the bike.
Because back then they didn't have any.
Right. But it showed the bike. The commercial bike was like $3,000, and it was like $528 a year for the membership.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, it wasn't radically more, or if you did 3 years, it was like 50. You got a little bit of a break.
But one thing people need to realize is if you were even considering something like this, you have to go through sales also, because they need to determine if you're going to be using. For example, there's different licensing thoughts. Like if you're going to be using this in a gym setting, for example, that's different than using it in a home. And so that requires different licensing, different approvals. So you can't just play music. Like, so if you didn't have, let's say, headphones on and you're playing it, that's illegal. Like you can't do that in a gym setting. So there's other things that you have to consider, which is part of why I think they make you talk to somebody.
Yeah. And my guess is that if you called just because you wanted they probably wouldn't sell it to you.
They wouldn't do it.
Now, we probably have listeners, though, that own small businesses, have LLCs that could maybe position it as like, oh, it is for my business. But I still think they're probably gonna suss that out and say no.
Yeah, I would agree, but I think that's why they do all the investigation on the front end. But if it is something that you're interested in, then you could call and talk to them, but you need to keep in mind that you have to have certain criteria that you're going to need to do before they're going to sell it to you. So we don't really have pricing, like we said, on the new equipment that just came out, and they do have one for the row, they have one for the tread, and they have one for the bike. They're all the plus versions. You can't get the original versions. So I'm hoping that also means that the chipset inside the monitors lasts longer. I hope that, that is all included. And I also hope that they have something in place to be able to keep the maintenance up on these items, because that is the biggest complaint that I see in the Peloton community. People will go to a hotel and the hotel bike will be broken, and nobody there knows how to fix it, and they haven't done anything about it. That's pretty frustrating.
And it's not the sort of thing I think a regular person that's handy would know how to fix.
No.
So like
it's not, it's usually a login thing.
Yeah.
It's usually some idiot got on there, thought that it was their home bike, did something they weren't supposed to do, and then left it. It's that, or it's the seat is falling now, or
pedal snapped.
Exactly. You can't just go up to it like with a wrench and be like, done.
And I do see that they had like extended warranty plans that get you up to 3 years. And,
well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So,
I would think if you're a business, that would be worth every penny.
It's also interesting that it doesn't mention anything about Precor on here anymore. There was a moment where Precor was all over everything.
Well, it was like gonna be Peloton commercial, and then it flipped back to Precor.
And now it's Peloton for Business.
Oh, yeah.
They're still trying to figure out clearly like what their pivot point is in the market, what their solution is. And hopefully this is it. We want Peloton to succeed. And unlike people who are constantly shitting on them, we want them to do well. But they remind people that they have these new Peloton spaces that they're doing. Like, so now when you go into some places, it's like if you go into a gym, it's a Peloton branded portion
like
of
LA
the gym.
Fitness
Exactly.
has that,
So they do that. They do multi-family residential. So there's your apartment complex condos. They do education, so colleges, places like that, hospitality, so back to hotels. And then they also say they have hotel in-room fitness. So if you wanted to have rooms.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah. And then, of course, corporate, and of course, community wellness. So lots of different options.
Also, if you're a cult leader, they can provide these for your compound.
That's
because we know that you don't like to let people leave, but you
might as well. You want them to be fit because they need to do your bidding for free.
It's so hard to get people to join a cult.
Is it? Because it seems pretty easy these days.
So
based on voting.
so like you want to keep them healthy. That's all I'm saying. You can keep them healthy so they can jump those walls at the Capitol. Anyway, Peloton is partnering with Twin Health.
Yeah. So let me pull up this article.
So these will so your Peloton bike will be a tandem bike because this is specifically for twins and their wellness.
No.
And so they can ride the tandem bike plus pro twin.
Save it for April Fools.
Well, we can't repeat ourselves.
I know.
I already did that one.
I know.
You didn't want to do my other idea.
No. And don't tell him what it is, because someday I might break.
You might cave if it's our last year and you're like, screw it.
Could be. Okay, so Twin Health is partnering with Peloton. Twin Health has a data-driven clinical care technology. And so the idea is that if you're a Twin Health member, now you're going to have access to basically a lot of Peloton content. It doesn't really seem to do anything for Peloton members. And I don't mean that in a shitty way. Like it doesn't need to necessarily.
It's more an entry point for non-members to get them into the ecosystem and be like, oh, I want all of it.
Exactly. Yeah. And so they get integrated care. So they're going to see all of Peloton's live and on-demand classes. They're going to be able to get Peloton's class recommendations. And then they're also going to be able to get tailored nutrition guidance, one-on-one clinical care, and motivating fitness options. Now, I believe that's through Twin Health. Like all of that. It's not like you're going to get that on the Peloton end of things. I just want to be clear.
Yeah.
So you get to have access to those classes within their app, though. So that's different, and that's kind of fascinating.
Yeah.
Right?
It's interesting. You're seeing more and more of that sort of stuff. Like
you are, yeah.
Like living on different apps.
And I also should say they don't get all access. They get complimentary access to the Peloton app One membership. So it's live and on-demand classes, and they're going to have cycling, strength, the whole gamut, but it's not all access. So
Gotcha.
if you already have it and you have a bike, it's probably not going to do you any good.
Right.
But if you don't, then that could open up a whole nother range of new members for the Peloton community.
A little sampler platter.
Absolutely.
It's like the side stage at Warped Tour.
Yes, it's just like that.
I don't know these bands, but let me check them out.
You never know. You might find something new you like.
Exactly. So Peloton is teasing an apparel drop with a mystery instructor.
They are. I found this really funny. So one of the things that I found funny was that they put in clues that they've never done that before.
Right.
Like they just drop it, and usually we can all figure it out ahead of time because things have been said. The world's just different at Peloton
Right.
now.
Yeah.
But here are the clues. 2 wheels, no road. I will take you for a ride. Cadence and resistance are where I guide. Clue number 2. When the 90s beat drops, the whole class knows the deal. Hip hop is my kingdom from strength to the wheel. And then clue 3. I hate coffee, so I don't need it to start my day. But Hallmark movies, they're my getaway. And people said overwhelmingly this was Robin Arzon.
Okay.
At Robin Arzon. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One, 90s hip hop. That's definitely her jam.
Okay.
She plays a lot of that. She also does strength, and she does, of course, bike. Nothing about running in here, but that doesn't necessarily rule it out.
Right.
And then she talks about Hallmark movies all the time. Also, recently she was on a podcast and she talked about wanting to do an apparel collaboration. So people feel very strongly that's who it is. Now, there are people that can't stand Robin who have come up with all kinds of different ideas. One lady yesterday, I think it was a lady, I was just looking at an Instagram username and the pictures are too small for me to see.
Right.
But they said, it's not Robin, it's Tunde. And I said, why do you think it's Tunde? Because I don't think it's Robin. That was it.
Okay.
That was the answer. It really cracked me up. There are people that are just like, oh dear God, don't let it be Robin. And I was like, why? Like, how does this affect you?
Right.
Well, we don't need more Robin. Okay, but I don't take Robin classes. Why does it matter? This is Robin apparel.
Right.
So like, how does that affect you? It's just like people just want to be hateful to be hateful.
Yeah.
I just don't understand.
It's
I will
exhausting.
never understand.
Yeah.
Ever. But yeah, we agree that it's Robin. There are a few tipsters who are still holding out on Bradley. There are also a few members holding out on Bradley, but Bradley was the other one that came up because Bradley Rose as an actor was in a Hallmark movie.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that was where that came from.
But that wouldn't be his getaway then.
Well, and he doesn't do strength.
Yeah.
And Robin famously hates coffee and talks about it a lot in her classes. Not saying that no other instructor would meet those criteria,
Right.
but she talks about these things all the time. I don't take enough Robin classes that I would know any of those things, but boy, the people that do are real strong about it. Also, randomly, people thought it was Alex Toussaint, and I was like, listen, Alex Toussaint is many things, but I do not think he is a Hallmark movie watcher.
That seems fair.
Yeah.
I think they just gravitated to the hip hop part.
I think you are correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So Wondery, which is a podcast network,
It is.
has a show called Business Wars, and one of their most recent episode covers the rise and fall of Peloton.
It does, yeah. And it seems to me that this is the second time that they have covered this. What I can't tell, because I did not care enough to look, let me be real clear, is if they just redid this whole this is just a reissue.
Oh, and sometimes a podcast like that will do
they're out that week or whatever.
or they'll do a version where they it's 90% a repeat, and then they give an update at the end of oh, and here's what's happened since.
Either of those could be possible, or it's totally separate. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do know that they covered it, Peloton, and it was a very similar rise and fall of back on episode 9. And so it's been a long time.
Yeah, because
So
this is episode 119.
right. So I don't know if it's a reissue or it's an update,
Right.
or it's separate. But I thought it was worth noting.
But it's
either
out
way.
there.
Yeah.
Coming up after this, we got instructors in the news. We got updates on Cody, Robin, but not mystery instructor updates because we don't know yet. And what Maddie Majakum was up to, it's pretty interesting. So hang out, won't you?
Instructors in the news.
Your eyes have not deceived you. That was Cody Rigsby in a Starbucks ad,
Literally blink and you'll miss it. It's quick.
which confirms that he is not the mystery instructor, right?
That's true.
Because if he hates coffee and he's in a Starbucks ad,
It's just all fucked up.
then he's quite the sellout.
Yeah, absolutely. but he's just sitting at a Starbucks cafe drinking a cup of coffee, and it's like literally you blink and you will miss it.
Yeah.
Like we were watching TV, and whatever we watch these days has actual.
We were watching some Amazon Prime stuff.
and they make you watch ads, and
Yeah.
like I just like looked up and I was like, oh, that's Cody.
Yeah. Oh, Philo.
Was it Philo?
Philo has ads sometimes too.
Well, so he's clearly in a Starbucks ad, and he's still sporting the mustache, which I really thought would go for a national commercial.
Yeah?
But no, he's hanging on to
Okay.
it. He is in. He is all in.
It's a flavor saver. He wants to keep that latte as long as possible.
The tipsters and helper bees.
I love watching you try to recover from that image.
We all wonder when the moment is going to come where Cody goes, why did I do that? But we don't. It has not shown up yet, and it's taking way longer to get there than we all thought.
It must be working.
So we don't know.
It must be working for him.
I mean, yeah, he says he gets laid from it, but I just I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm sure he was having quite the difficulty
Right?
pre-mustache.
That's what we
He
said.
was practically virginal.
Unknown.
He was as
He could not get any.
as pure as the new driven snow.
Yeah.
'Twas Cody Rigsby
Right?
pre-mustache.
Right? Exactly. So, yeah, we don't believe him.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Robin Arzon is announcing a new weekly series
Yeah, but it's showing up in a different place than you would expect.
over on the LinkedIn. Remember that?
Nobody does.
Remember
which
that
is,
app that you forget exists until you get some weird notification where someone wants to connect with you?
Or you're looking for a job.
Yeah.
Then it's suddenly
The
it's
most
real
important
important.
thing.
Yeah.
It is weird, though. There are people who love LinkedIn. Like, every
Yeah.
once in a while, I'll go over there, and there's all these people, and they're just posting like crazy over on the LinkedIn.
I tell you what, you've got a friend from college that I will not say his name because his viewpoints are very different than
Yeah.
ours. But he is posting over there like there is no tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like none. Like just all day long
Yeah.
posting. And I'm just like, wow, got a lot of energy, bud.
Yeah. Also, it's weird to post something that divisive on either side on LinkedIn, which is ostensibly for business professional.
I don't think he's so much of a business professional anymore.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But I just thought this was a weird place for Robin to be putting this out. So it makes me wonder. She's going to have this new weekly series. It makes me wonder if LinkedIn is paying
her to do
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Like, are they trying to make LinkedIn a thing? You
Right.
know, like Fetch. And
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's just my guess.
Yeah.
Or she's just trying to grow her presence there, like in a different area. She is very forward thinking and she's very smart and corporate about stuff like that. So maybe it's not a paid thing, but I think it's a paid thing.
That's my guess, too, that this is their way of trying to, like, look, we have fun things.
Yeah, exactly.
Come over here
Yeah.
and talk to us, please.
Yeah. I remember when Peloton first started and I started posting on LinkedIn about it because you can, because we have the podcast and I was
Right.
posting about the podcast over there. Like they didn't even have, Peloton had zero presence on LinkedIn.
Right.
Like zero. And it's so funny because now it's a whole thing.
Right.
Like years later.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
So Maddie Majacomo is starting a new podcast.
Yes.
And this is fun because it's completely not fitness related,
But so Maddie.
but absolutely. But it's all about Broadway.
It is. It's called Drama Club with Maddie. And first of all, it premiered today. So happy premiere day to Maddie and his friends in the club. And they are going to, he has different people on that are from Broadway.
Yeah.
And they talk pop culture. They talk memories of different places that are different shows they've been in, and it seems so far that there are a lot of really funny moments in it, like really silly stuff, and you're telling like behind the scenes stories of Broadway, which is really up our alley. I mean, that's just really the kind of thing that we enjoy watching. So I think this is going to be really fun. It also explains, like, a while back, Maddie had a book club, and he was like, I'm gonna go ahead and end that, but I'm working on something I think you guys will really be excited about. I think this is it.
Yeah,
it takes a while to get these things going. And so, if you see it out there, I highly recommend that you go and follow the podcast. No, we're not getting paid for this. We just love Maddie.
Yeah.
Just to be clear. And the reason I say that is I cannot believe he only has 46 subscribers.
Yeah, that seems, but I guess it's very new.
I know, but this man is hilarious and he deserves a lot more subscribers. So go and subscribe. It's on YouTube. That's where you get it. This isn't like you find it everywhere. It's on YouTube.
It's YouTube only.
I don't know if it's YouTube only. I'm not really clear about that. I just know it said available on YouTube everywhere.
Gotcha.
So I have not verified that, but that is where he pointed everybody. So
okay.
That's where I am pointing them as well.
Gotcha. Milo Wedekind is on the cover of Women's Health.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was really neat. And we don't hear a lot about the German instructors, and I think that's really cool to be able to see her in that setting. So congratulations to Mela.
Absolutely.
Peloton artist collaborations.
The latest artist series features Panic at the Disco, or if you're a stickler for grammar, Panic at the Disco.
That is fair. That is fair. Yeah, I'm really excited about this one. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I cannot believe it's 20 years from their debut album.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise, I feel very old. But they have some really fun hits.
Yeah.
That one, Closing the Goddamn Door, my favorite. Haven't you ever heard of Closing the Goddamn Door?
They couldn't have been parents yet. So I'm assuming they just got yelled at for doing that a lot.
I think they were eavesdropping.
Oh, I see.
We've got Strength with Logan. We've got a Row with Ash. We've got a Ride with Bradley. We've got a Run with Jermaine. So much fun. All kinds of classes. So I'll definitely be taking several of those.
And coming up after this, we're going to look at what's up with Tonal. There's quite a few things going on. And we'll also give you a rundown of content so you know you're not missing out on anything. So stick around.
Other connected fitness.
So we talked a while back about Kristen McGee being a guest instructor at Tonal. And she has added something new to her job description.
I am so excited. It's actually not new to her job description.
Okay.
It's new to Tonal.
Right.
Well, what they did is they added, for the first time, they have added accessories, Pilates loops. And you can buy the Pilates loops that are Tonal branded. You can buy them on Amazon, use them too, but they recommend the Tonal ones, yada, yada, yada. And now they have added a whole bunch of Pilates moves that replicate what is similar to what you would get on a reformer.
Okay.
So in aero mode, you might remember that there's like resistance of 1 through 10.
Okay.
And it kind of like, depending on how hard you pull on it, it changes that resistance. Do you remember when we tried the aero mode?
Yeah.
Well, this does the same thing, but with Pilates moves. And you can use this on Tonal 1 or Tonal 2. Aero mode is only on Tonal 2.
Okay.
That's important because a lot of people are like, oh my God, if you give me Kristen McGee and I can't get to her because I haven't bought one.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, whew.
I get it.
But luckily, it's okay. Tonal 1 and Tonal 2. So you can unlock a whole bunch of moves like the 100 and the sword. And like there's just tons of them that you can do. And I'm really, really excited about this because the way that like they're showing in their videos, it works exactly like a reformer, so that like when you're doing the moves, the Tonal is like adapting to your strengths. So depending on how hard you're able to move, how much resistance you're able to give it, it's going to give you resistance back.
That.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I thought it was also interesting, it does not add to your strength score.
Interesting.
It makes sense, though, because you're not lifting in the traditional sense.
Right.
But they anticipate that it's going to it's going to be able to strengthen your joints. Therefore, you will be able to lift more and you will be able to like go deeper on a squat, for example, and then lift more. So I'm really excited about this. And it's going to drop on November 17th. So we will be on vacation. So, of course, I can't check it right that second, but they're giving people an opportunity to buy the Pilates moves loops now.
Yeah.
You can pre-order them, have them, so by the time the content drops, you're going to be ready to go. They also, for people who don't know this yet, had recently released ankle straps so that you could do moves.
And it's nice because they come in these really nice boxes that say Tonal everywhere on them, which is great because otherwise you'd think you just bought some weird sex stuff. What's all the bondage straps for, honey? What's going on here? Why am I just now hearing about this?
And when they did drop the ankle straps, I even said, like, I have a feeling this has to do with Kristen, like the timing of all of this. And so it's just kind of solidifying that they brought her into, she's going to be doing strength, but she's going to also be doing specifically Pilates and these moves that are going to use ankle straps and Pilates reformer loops. And that is super cool. Very excited about all of that.
Also, Tonal has launched a partnership with Johnson Fitness.
Yeah, we talked briefly about this last week because Peloton had announced their partnership with Johnson Fitness. And when I was looking into it, I noticed that Tonal had already signed their deal.
Yeah, there was, if you scroll down, you saw Peloton, you scroll down one, it was Tonal.
Yeah, but this particular article like mentioned both. And so I thought it's probably not a bad idea just to get that in front of people. If anybody wants to buy a Tonal, by the way, first of all, let me just say, I think you should wait till Black Friday. That's just my very strong opinion. Second of all, I have a link for you. And if you DM me, I will send it to you. No, this is not an ad. I'm just like, I just want people to get the best deal that they can.
Yeah.
But also, yes, I will get a kickback from that. And if this encouraged you to buy one, then why not? Win-win.
Yeah.
But it will give you an additional discount. So that's cool.
Absolutely. And honestly, if you've been on the fence, this might push it off. I mean, but you got Kristen over there, and then they're adding Pilates, and
this is a big deal for Tonal. They are having a really good year. A lot of really new, cool stuff. It's like, honestly, it's like Peloton 2018 over there right now, and I love it. I am here for it. Like it is so fun, and I love how into it all the instructors are. Like, I'm really, really happy for them. I'm happy for the instructors, and it just makes my day.
New content.
It is time for the TCO Top 5. We have crowdsourced the most popular classes. Now here they are. Number 1, your favorite ride.
Okay, so we're going to go back to 2024.
Okay.
Dark Peloton loved this ride. It was a 30-minute Halloween ride that was taught by Ben Aldis on October 27th.
I feel like Dark Peloton only uses Peloton during October.
It could be.
Yeah.
Dark Peloton, let us know. Like, I've never seen you comment on anything before. So, like, do you only come out in October?
Right.
Like, we've
And then,
got questions.
They pop up. Here's a Halloween class.
Yeah.
And then November 1st,
They're
go
gone.
away. Go away.
Yeah, they become light Peloton or something. We've got questions, Dark Peloton. Reach out to us. Let us know.
Number 2, favorite new class times.
Yeah, so I realize it's a little bit different, but I think it is worth mentioning. People are really excited about these 5:30 p.m. Pacific time Coast classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And so far, they have been taught by Hannah Corbin and Camila Ramon every Tuesday and Thursday. And that all started on October 7th, by the way. So it's only riding so far. And Yamka Fitness was over the moon with excitement about this. And she says they give West Coasters a way to get their Peloton on after work with live class opportunities. So congrats.
Number 3, your favorite run walk.
So mental health walk plus run was taught by Ben and John, and it was 30-minute. And Hazel Barr loved his class. She said it felt very inclusive, and it was good to see Ben on the tread, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But Nicole Berkless also nominated this class, and this cracked me up. It was so delightful and refreshing seeing John and Ben talk about their friendship. It warmed my cold, dark heart. And then Tina said, We think your heart is just fine, Nicole, but we're glad this ride put a little more sunshine in it. This class put a little more sunshine in it.
Maybe her and Dark Peloton should get together.
That's true.
Although maybe it's more of opposites attract sort of a thing.
That's also true. Yeah.
Okay. Number 4, your favorite run.
Okay, I nominated this class. It was a
It
40.
just feels like an abuse of power.
I didn't. She asked for a suggestion. Listen, it was a 45-minute hit run. I was looking for a really tough class, and Mariana Fernandez taught this class, and it was back in July of this year. But if you're looking for a really hard class that kicks your ass, this class will do it. There are like 6 blocks. So the first one is all 45 seconds on, 60% off, 60 seconds off. And then it's like she starts it like hard, then very hard, then challenging, then max. It might be challenging, hard, very hard. I don't remember. They go in order, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, you do all that, and then at the end of each one, you're taking your 60 seconds to rest, right? You get done with that block. Now we repeat it, but this time, 2% incline. Okay, I was still feeling real good, real confident. But then she switched it up. And then she went to 60 seconds on, only 45 seconds off. Now there's much less rest time. That 15 seconds makes a huge difference.
I'm sure it does.
And especially on that incline when you're doing the 2% the second time around. But then she switched it up again. And this time it was 45 seconds on, only 30 seconds off. And by the end, I was like dying. I could barely finish those intervals. This is the one I was doing on Saturday.
You know, I remember because I was on the tonal next to you. Yeah.
This is the one you like recorded me because I was going so fast. Because max intervals are supposed to be all out sprints.
Right.
But when you're sprinting all out for a minute, that feels like you're going to die.
Yeah.
And Mariana flat out said that she was working through something. So, like, just so you know, like, this is the class you take when you are working through something and you want a partner there because she's gonna push you.
Okay. And yet it's still not our unstackable. That goes to a ride.
Jen Sherman taught this. It was 60-minute classic rock ride this week. Dave Stember nominated it and he said it was an unstackable, not because it was hard, but because it was perfect. In a word, joy. Great music, great instruction, not too hard, not too slow, perfect 60-minute. Why would you stack something upon perfection? Get off the bike, pet your dog, drink wine, and smile. Be happy you live in a world that includes Jen Sherman.
Okay.
What else do you need to say?
Taking a look at this week at Peloton, we have a marathon scenic run. This is not a repeat. It was a ride we talked about last week.
And this is really exciting. This is a huge deal.
I was just informed.
Yes. This is a huge deal because it is taught by Bex Gentry and special guest Des Linden, who is like amazing. Like, she's fast and she's known all over the place, but they like record the class together and they go through the entire marathon course talking about their favorites, and like you're seeing the images and you're seeing like, okay, now we're at mile 1 and this is my favorite part about mile 1 and this is my favorite part about mile 2. And some of the highlights that they showed on social media was like when you exit the first mile and you go up your first big hill because it goes onto a bridge, that hill is a beast. And then Des Linden was talking about that. And then she talked about how Central Park like kicks your ass because it's the last thing. And like you think you're almost done and you are almost done compared to 26 miles, but it's still a long way.
Right.
And like you got to pace yourself even though you're pushing for the last mile. This is great. This is great. 45 minutes.
It's like Lord of the Rings where it was like
just like Lord of the Rings.
Spoiler, they throw the ring in the volcano.
Mount Dune.
And then there's still like 30 minutes left of them just hugging and saying goodbye. And you're just like, but we did all the things. Like, what do we... You won. Why do we have 30 minutes left here?
This is a really, really special one. People are super excited about this. It is a scenic class. If you're looking for it, you need to look under scenic. Again, 45 minutes, Bex Gentry, Des Linden, dropped today, October 15th.
Okay. And we have daily meditation visualizations.
Yeah. So this one is taught by Chelsea Jackson Roberts. And it's a 10-minute daily meditation. Again, Peloton continues to drop these once a week where you're supposed to do them daily until the next one drops. And so that's where we're at right now. And every one of these I've taken, I've really liked. I don't tend to do them daily. Like I like to switch up mine every day, but the ones that I have taken, I have really enjoyed. They've been really good.
I guess also at this point they've done enough that you could rotate through the old ones instead of doing the same one for 7 days if you wanted to, right?
I don't know if you're getting the same idea out of it, but yes, you could absolutely do that. They're trying to do different themes for each season.
Gotcha.
But I will also say I'm pretty sure this is just a way for them to create less content but get you to take it still.
Yeah.
So, like, whatever works for you, man.
Right.
You know, at the end of the day.
We're not here to judge.
We're not.
Unless you say something dumb.
Well, yeah.
And then we're going to judge it.
Absolutely.
We have a 60-minute 90s ride.
Yes, Bradley taught this one.
Now we need a 90-minute 60s ride.
You just want a monkey song. I want
still
you.
wouldn't do it.
I know.
So there's no reason for them to go all out for me.
Well, this dropped yesterday. It was live 8 a.m. and it was all 90s. So 60 minutes of 90s music because 90s are now oldies.
I know, right?
And it's ridiculous.
I just look back at like growing up, like being in high school in the 80s, oldies were the 60s. And so the 90s are actually further away than the 60s were when they were oldies. So,
you know, I really think you can shut up anytime now.
Sleep tight.
It is really depressing. It really is. Yeah. Super depressing.
We have a new Pilates Express.
Yeah, so 15 minutes with Emma, and that drops today on demand as well. So if you want to get your Pilates on, whew, that'll do it.
Checking out the TCO radar classes that we think you should be paying attention to. Well, we'll start with the Taylor Swift overview of all the showgirl classes.
Yeah, so there's a bunch. Let me just say there's a couple that drop on demand today, and that is with Mariana. There's a 30-minute yoga flow and a 20-minute Pilates with Anna and then a 10-minute cool down with Benny. So they had to record theirs yesterday. For whatever reason, they couldn't be squeezed in live.
Okay.
Mariana should have gotten the run. She didn't, but she got a yoga, and it's going to be amazing. Everyone needs to take these classes for Anna, for Benny, for Mariana, and show your support. It's really important. And then, oddly, they put a 30-minute live full body strength class with Katie on the schedule. Not a row, which we thought was really weird. Like, why would you not do a row, but do full body strength? Not like I'm against strength, obviously, but I just thought that was weird. Bex got the run. No shade to Bex. I love Bex, but Mariana is a huge Taylor Swift fan. I know Bex says she is, but Mariana actually plays her music in every class. And so to me, that's just a different love of the artist. And then people are very excited about that Ally Love is coming in for a 30-minute ride for this. Now, to me, I'm not thrilled. One, because this was originally supposed to be on 10/13, and I think she fucked it up. Because Taylor Swift, 13 is a huge number.
Right.
And so it was supposed to be on 10/13, but then Ally had to come in and teach. I don't know that that's really why. It just seems really suspicious to me that they moved it to 10/15, and then they announced Ally Love. So that's why it's connected in my head. But Ally is not coming back from maternity leave just yet. She's only coming back for this one class, then she's back on maternity leave.
Gotcha.
And then she bragged about her Taylor Swift box too, which really just bugged the shit out of me. I don't know why. It just really hit me wrong. But I think all of the instructors got these really nice boxes that had merch and had the CD and had, you know, lots of like signatures from Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Very cool. There's also going to be a 30-minute ride with Mela and a 30-minute run with Jeffrey.
We also have new Rising Latin classes.
We do. We've had these Rising music classes, and this is a new version of it, Rising Latin classes. So this is going to be taught by Camila, Robin, Hannah Corbin, and Bex over the next few weeks. They are going to have these classes, and they're all going to be rolling out on demand and in the schedule. So this week starts that off. Make sure you check them out.
And we talked earlier in the episode about Matty Majacomo's new Broadway podcast, but he also has a new Broadway class for you.
He does, yes. And it's going to be dropping this Friday, 10/17 at 6:30 a.m. So make sure that you get a chance to take that, whether it's live or on demand.
We also have Yoga for Writers with Dennis.
Yeah, it's a focus flow just for writers. That's going to be 2 p.m. on Saturday.
We also have an update about the menopause classes with Respin.
Yes, specifically what we have an update about is that if you're part of the study with Respin, they had pushed out a big notification and invite to what's called Power Hour, and it's going to have Halle Berry, it's going to have Jocelyn Thompson Rule, it's going to have different people who are involved in the Respin app and like all of the study, like the information that goes into the study.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to take place today. I thought it was interesting because that originally was pushed out only to people that are in the study. This week, Peloton posted it everywhere and was like, anybody can come to it. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
I realized that it will have already happened by the time people hear this, but I hope that it'll be like recorded. Either way, I know for a fact that at least 3 people on our team will be at this event, so we will be able to give you a full breakdown later.
Awesome. Also, Peloton is celebrating World Mental Health Day.
Yeah, World Mental Health Day. And so that, I think, took place over the weekend. I think it was, I can't remember what day it was. And
October 10th.
Thank you. It literally says it right there.
That's how I knew it.
Yeah, that's a real shame. Anyway, they had Peloton did a whole selection of classes. We talked about Jen and Ben Hosking earlier, but there were a bunch that dropped on demand. There were a bunch of live classes that day, including meditations, which I highly recommend that you take, especially if you're feeling some kind of way about the world right now. There's just a lot of really good stuff here.
Peloton birthdays.
And finally, a look at Peloton birthdays. This one for the long timers, the people that have been around for a minute. October 18th, it is Stephen Little's birthday.
Happy birthday to Stephen Little. Gosh, I hope he's doing well.
Me too. So I guess that brings this episode to a close. Until next time, where can people find you?
People can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/CrystalDO'Keefe. They can find me on Blue Sky, Threads, Instagram, and the Peloton leaderboard at Clip Out Crystal.
And you can find me on Threads and Blue Sky at Tom O'Keefe Jr. or on Facebook at facebook.com/Tom O'Keefe. You can find the show online at facebook.com/theclipout. While you're there, like the page, join the group, and of course, don't forget our Patreon. All sorts of bonus content, ad-free episodes, and you get them a day early. So that's it for this one. Thanks for tuning in. And until next time, keep pedaling
And running.
and row.